Have you ever wondered if a simple piece of cloth could be a shield against spiritual dangers? Or why so many Catholics wear this small brown scapular? What if I told you that this sacred sacramental has a powerful story behind it? One that connects heaven to earth. Stay with me, because today we're uncovering the incredible history, promises and spiritual benefits of the brown scapular, and why every Catholic should have one. By the end of this video, you'll understand not just the significance of the brown scapular, but also how it can bring you closer to Our Lady and safeguard your soul. The story of the brown scapular dates back to July 16th, 1251, when the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared to St. Simon Stock, the superior of the Carmelite order. St. Simon was deeply devoted to the Blessed Mother and had been fervently praying for a sign of her protection over the Carmelites. In response to his prayers, Our Lady appeared to him and handed him the brown scapular, saying, "Take, beloved son, this scapular of thy order. Whosoever dies clothed in this shall never suffer eternal fire." This divine promise was a reassurance of Mary's special maternal protection and grace for all who faithfully wear the scapular. From that moment, the brown scapular became a profound sign of Our Lady's intercession and quickly spread beyond the Carmelite order to become one of the most widely worn sacramentals in the Catholic Church. The scapular is much more than just a piece of cloth. It is a symbol of consecration to the Blessed Virgin Mary and a call to live a life of faith, prayer and purity. By wearing it, a person expresses their devotion to Mary and their desire to follow her example of humility, obedience and holiness. The scapular represents a spiritual armor, a sign of one's willingness to entrust themselves to the protection of the Mother of God. Just as a soldier wears a uniform to show allegiance to their nation, the scapular identifies its wearer as a child of Mary under her special protection and guidance. One of the most significant aspects of the brown scapular is the promise given by the Blessed Virgin Mary. Those who faithfully wear it until death will not suffer eternal damnation. This promise, however, does not mean that merely wearing the scapular guarantees salvation. Instead, it serves as a powerful reminder to live a life of grace, prayer, and virtue. Pope Pius XII called the scapular a sign of salvation and encouraged all Catholics to wear it as an act of devotion. The Sabbatine privilege is an additional grace associated with the scapular, which states that those who wear it live a chaste life according to their state, pray the little office of the Blessed Virgin Mary or another approved Marian devotion, and die in a state of grace will receive Our Lady's intercession for a swift release from purgatory. This highlights the scapular's role as a source of spiritual encouragement rather than a superstitious object. Throughout history, the brown scapular has been associated with miraculous protection, both physical and spiritual. There have been countless testimonies from soldiers, missionaries, and everyday Catholics who have experienced divine intervention while wearing the scapular. Many stories tell of people surviving grave dangers, including natural disasters and war, attributing their safety to the protection of Our Lady through the scapular. Even exorcists have reported that demons react violently to the scapular, recognizing it as a source of divine grace and Mary's powerful intercession. It is a visible sign of spiritual armor, a tangible expression of faith in God's providence and Our Lady's protection. Wearing the brown scapular is not only about seeking protection, it is also an expression of deep Marian devotion. By wearing it, Catholics entrust themselves to Mary as their spiritual mother, seeking her intercession and guidance in their daily lives. The scapular is a reminder to remain close to Our Lady through prayer, particularly the Rosary, and to strive for holiness. Mary always leads her children to Christ, and the scapular serves as a daily call to grow in love for God through her maternal care. This devotion fosters a profound spiritual relationship with Mary and strengthens one's faith journey. Many saints and popes throughout history have worn and strongly promoted the brown scapular. St. John Paul II, for example, wore the scapular from a young age and continued to do so throughout his life, viewing it as a sign of his devotion to the Blessed Mother. St. Alphonsus Liguori, St. Claude de la Colombière, and St. Louis de Montfort also encouraged the faithful to wear it as an external sign of their interior commitment to God. These holy men and women saw the scapular as an essential part of their spiritual lives, recognizing it as a means of drawing closer to Christ through Mary. For one to fully partake in the spiritual benefits of the brown scapular, it must be properly blessed, and the wearer must be enrolled by a priest in a special ceremony. This enrollment is more than just a blessing. It is an act of spiritual commitment, signifying the wearer's entrance into the spiritual family of Our Lady of Mount Carmel. Once enrolled, replacements do not need to be re-blessed. The scapular is meant to be worn with reverence as a sign of devotion and should not be treated as a mere superstition or good luck charm. There are several common misunderstandings about the brown scapular that should be addressed. Some believe that simply wearing it guarantees salvation, regardless of how one lives their life. But this is incorrect. The scapular is not a magic charm, but a sign of devotion and a reminder to live in a state of grace. Others fear that losing or damaging a scapular is a bad omen, but this is also false. If a scapular becomes worn out, it can be respectfully disposed of by burning or burying it and replaced with a new one. The key is not the physical object itself, but the faith and devotion behind wearing it. In today's fast-paced and often secular world, the brown scapular remains as relevant as ever. Many Catholics, both young and old, continue to wear it as a reminder of their faith and as a source of spiritual strength. With the distractions and temptations that pull people away from prayer and devotion, the scapular serves as a simple yet powerful means of staying spiritually connected to Our Lady and Jesus. It is a tangible way of incorporating faith into daily life, even amid the busyness of the modern world. Wearing the brown scapular should not be an isolated act, but should be accompanied by a life of prayer, regular reception of the sacraments, and a sincere effort to grow in holiness. It is highly recommended to pray the Rosary daily, attend Mass as often as possible, and strive to imitate the virtues of Mary. The scapular is not just about wearing a piece of cloth. It is about making a genuine commitment to deepen one's faith and trust in God's plan. The brown scapular is more than just an item. It is a powerful spiritual weapon and a sign of Mary's maternal love for us. When we wear it, we place ourselves under her protection and commit to living a life worthy of Christ. However, we must remember that the scapular is not an excuse to live without accountability. Rather, it is a call to holiness, to align our lives with God's will, and to trust in Our Lady's intercession. If you have not yet been enrolled in the brown scapular, consider taking this step and making this beautiful devotion a part of your spiritual journey. Share this message with others so that more people can receive Our Lady's graces and protection. If this video has inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Let's continue to grow in faith together and remain steadfast in our devotion to Mary. May God bless you abundantly, and may Our Lady of Mount Carmel always be your guide and protector. See you in the next video.